Guys, I wanted to show you this camp. I think I've shown you this before, and I've spent some time actually sleeping in it, but I wanted to show you what this thing looks like. These are pretty nice campers. They're made out of fiberglass. So this is all fiberglass, and this brand is called Scamp. This is the 16-foot version. They make it in other configurations. The one I really would like is the 13-inch one, or the 13-foot one, sorry. This is 16-footer, so I would really like to have the smaller version, which I think comes to here. And let's look around the outside. This one's in pretty good shape. I picked it up for a pretty decent deal, and it belonged to a couple who were athletes, and they would take this thing to events all around the United States and compete in triathlons. So this thing was excellent for that. So this is the back. It's got a full spare here, and I also have another cover that's a little bit less worn than this one. You have your tail lights, and they all work great. There are LEDs as well, so they were replaced. This is kind of cool. So you just have these feet that you put down to level the camper, because if you were to move to the back, it would just kind of wobble and move back. And I do have it plugged in into an outlet. This is where you plug it in, and it also comes out as well. So this is when you come into a campsite, you can just plug in. There's quite a few windows everywhere, and it's nice that they have this so water does not get in. And there's like rivets everywhere. Some of these rivets are starting to rust because they're the metal ones, but this is why you want a fiberglass camper, because there's hardly any rust on it. All the pieces that are rusting are the metal bits, like these bolts and things like that. There are many metal campers you can get, and they are much cheaper than this, but this holds up over time. This thing is from 1990 or 98, so it's a fairly old camper, and it does not look like it's an old camper. It's in really good shape. It's just a little dirty up on the top and stuff like that. And this is where the battery is, and it's also got brakes, so you connect that to your truck or SUV. The last owners were using this to they were trailering it on a Honda Ridgeline and a Toyota Tacoma pickup truck, so very small vehicles are able to pull this thing. But it's a very well built camper. Also, you have space here to put a propane tank. So let's go through here. More windows. Here's your drain outlet, and this is your freshwater connection. It's never been used. Let's go inside. Also, it's kind of cool, you do have a thing here for a awning, whatever it's called, so you can have like a space that comes out. And let's open this thing up. I did clean up the inside quite a bit, so here is the inside, and I do have a bunch of stuff here, and my niece has been playing around inside here. So on this side, you have a lot of light, by the way. There's quite a bit of light, and there's this, which is pretty cool, a remote. You can just power it on. Here we go, and you can see the lights. You can put it on auto, and it just completely changes, so you have a disco atmosphere in here. But if we start over here, this is pretty fascinating, because this section is a bunk bed. Right now you have it as a couch, but this comes out, and then you can build it onto here, so you can sleep 2 people right here. But right now it's just set as a couch. and I prefer it as the couch thing. In a way, I kind of like just sleeping here because I don't need that much space. When you have slept in a tent, you kind of get used to this sort of stuff, like very tight spaces. But it's very good shape. There's a nice felt in the roof. There's no damage. You have LED lights everywhere. I do have the cover for this as well. This one is got a shower, which I honestly think is that on? I'm not sure what. Okay, here we go. It's on. This has got a shower, but I think the previous owner wisely is using this storage. So this fridge is in here. It's a nice little fridge, and you know the door will swing open, so you can put like a piece of wood here. This is the cover for that window, by the way. But here is your window, and you can rotate it, and you see it just moves out like that. So you have some ventilation here. Open this up, you have storage underneath here, and you can see it's already been used. So storage underneath the bunk bed, and check this out. You have a AC unit here, and it does work. I don't know if I connected it. Oh yeah, I did connect it. But it is the end of October, so it's definitely not cold in here. Oh, here's my Apple charger. Nice, I was looking for that. So I was using, this is kind of a cool thing that I do. This is my office, you know, so I use this as an office. And so you have a mirror right here, and then you have more storage here. This is essentially a closet. You can see you can like tie, there's a little pole here where you can hang suits and stuff like that. There's also extra wiring here if you want to hook lights up or whatever. And you have your AC. Right here you have your kitchen. This is your kitchen on these two sides. This is your stove. So if I pop this up, you can see this is your 2-burner stove, and it's pretty nice. I haven't tried using it. And up here you have more storage space, and this is pretty nice that it's divided into I actually would prefer it if it was divided like this, but it's easy enough to build something. There is another fridge. Now this fridge is not working, hence the reason of putting that fridge over there. I think I would probably see if I can get this one fixed, because I think this one's a very weird size to find. But yeah, that's the one issue with this. Here is more space. This is where your circuit breaker also is. All the wiring and thing and everything is here. Also I have, I believe, this is a temperature thing and a carbon monoxide alarm. On this side you have your sink, and also this wooden bit is a good way to prepare your food as well. And you have another light here. So you have this, which you can use as your water. You also have a fire exhaust here in case you burn down your trailer. Underneath here you have the business end of the sink, and then you have more space here. But it's nice to have counter space. So I have my tea thing here, and it always is nice to have. Now this is cool. This is really why I find this more fascinating, and I would keep this the way it is. I like the table setup, and it's very easy to make this into a bed. I'm not going to do it because I leave this in the table format. So you have 2 couches here, enough for 4 people to sit here comfortably. But the way the bed works is that you can just prop it up, and this wooden piece will essentially sit right here on this lip and create a flat surface. And then you take these pillows and put it right in the middle. And now we can just put these pads like this, and you have a bed You put the other one there. You have a bed for 2 people, and I am 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". I can sleep here without touching the each side. Vantage point. So this kind of comes up, and then you have a leg here, and that kind of locks into place. You just bring it up, and you just put it like that. Boom. Look at this, even more storage up here, and more storage up here. And then you have windows just everywhere. And look at this, another vent here, which is really nice to have. You could also prop it up like this if you wanted, but it just needs a good clean, mainly on the outside. If I needed a house, I'm fully okay actually living in one of these full time. It's not a big issue, and I would think that something so small like this I would be cramped, but I'm not. Like, I don't find that I have so many things in my life that I couldn't not live in a place like this. Now, the only thing that I think would be better for me is I would rather have a van rather than a camper, just because then I would have to buy a car to pull it, so that's 2 registrations that I would have to do. But let's say if I move to California where everything is very expensive and I don't have a good job, having one of these kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. But a work van could be built to have the same amenities that this one has, and it's movable. You can just like move it around. And also, if I have a scooter, for example, on a van, I should be able to fit it inside and nobody would be able to like look. I think that's probably the reason I like vans a little bit more. But this Scamp RV is a fantastic camper. They do hold their value fairly well, but the only issue is that they're very difficult to find. Oftentimes people do snag these as soon as they come up on the marketplace because they just hold up. They hold up over time. Hope you enjoyed this Scamp or Scamp camper review, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.